In any part of my life, I see myself doubting myself in like soccer, in school, my faith, and like not feeling good enough, but wanting to be like perfect. I don't know how else to like phrase this, but I like didn't believe in myself in a lot of like places, but I wanted people to think that I did. Through middle school, I definitely got caught up in like what friend group I was a part of, but I still never felt like I like fit in because I was always like chasing after something else, it felt like. And I got caught up in like soccer a lot. Not necessarily like a bad thing, but I like put a lot of work in it, and I wanted like my identity to be found there. I wanted people to be like, oh, Sarah, what a great soccer player, instead of like, oh, Sarah, what a great person. It's wanting to also like please myself. Like, I care about like disappointing my parents, but I know they wouldn't care either way. If I take like a day off, like I feel so guilty for that. One time I didn't do anything all day, and then I went downstairs on my treadmill and ran like 3 miles at 11 o'clock. Because like I just wanted to feel like I did something that day, you know? Freshman year, I like really wanted to make varsity because that's it. Like that means I made it. And then like you do, and you're like, okay, now what, you know? Yeah. It's just an endless chase. If I like were to get to the end, make it to like the top of the top, I wouldn't be fulfilled. So what am I chasing after, kind of thing? And what is my identity really found in then? I think they started in middle school and like trying to figure out, do I really believe this? Is this really something that's like worth pursuing? And I didn't know how to find the answers, like, at all. Like, I could open a Bible, but I didn't know, like, intellectually, like, how to ask people that question. Freshman and sophomore year, I was looking for, like, the right answer. I was, like, watching YouTube videos of, like, apologetics. I didn't want to believe something because my parents told me to. Like, I wanted to believe something wholeheartedly because it was true. Like, I realized those videos weren't gonna, like, ever fully convince me unless I like took a step of faith. And like that's when I realized like, okay, I actually do need faith to get over these doubts. My sophomore summer going into my junior year, so that was right when we went to Belize. And honestly, when I was at Belize, like I didn't tell anyone this, not even my parents. I was struggling a lot with like, why am I here? Like, is this really what God wants? Or like, is God even there like guiding us? Or are we just coming to a country and doing something that's gonna potentially like do more harm than good? Even if I was like struggling with the doubting him, like I still saw like incredible things. Like I remember the story of the woman who like just like used her last of the food and we showed up with groceries. Like that's not a coincidence, that's God. And then I felt even more guilty for doubting God. My friends from high school, they like invited me to go to their summer camp. I still wanted to like put on this front of like, I am a perfect Christian. Like you can't see like any of my vulnerabilities or my weaknesses in a way. I didn't talk about my doubt until I'm like, okay, enough is enough. And it was like 2 days in of the week. And I remember just breaking down because I'm like, I feel so stupid for doubting God. But it was the first time I like truly opened up to people. And I ended up having like one of the best conversations ever with one of the like leaders about like how like you don't have to burden yourself with all the doubt. You can, there was a verse like 2 Corinthians 10:5, and that was the first time that I was like, I'm in control of like my doubts, and like through God I can get through this. That was huge for me to like realize that it didn't define me, because I just like thought I was an awful person for having these doubts. I would say like junior year, I genuinely like wanted to spend time with God every day. And like that was a major shift in who I was. And like that's when I started to see like everything change. And that was the first time I was like, it doesn't matter if I go D1. It doesn't matter if I go to like a prestigious school. Like I need to go where God wants me to be. Like I still put pressure on myself to like have the perfect image, but I was like slowly letting go of that. Like I still doubt myself a lot, but I also know that it's okay to not be perfect. So like doubting myself, it's okay too. I don't like beat myself over it as much because I know that not being perfect is okay.